I think that, so there's a couple of things that I would say to somebody who was starting a venture off with partners or walking into a situation where there were already some co-founders. The first is operate in humility. I think that there's a certain level of ego that anybody has to have to start something from scratch. It's not that you have no ego, but it's that you have to operate with that humility in mind so as to keep that ego in check. Have a plan for how you will behave when different things occur. And even if you don't have a specific plan, just the knowledge that things can go one way or the other, not walking into it blindly, I think is really important. It's almost like, a honeymoon period happens. You still have things that are surprising that you learn about your spouse. There's still things that you learn you really dislike about your spouse. But then there's also the things where you're like, oh my gosh, my husband is the best man in the world. And I think the same thing can happen with co-founders. I think operating with the knowledge that people are people and that that's gonna happen will help guard against any of those negative points that can transpire just naturally. Part of my role that I really kind of took on initially was operations manager, and within about 2 or 3 months that shifted to director of HR and operations. Because what I started to do already pretty quickly was figure out a way that we could build consensus and be able to make decisions. When you come in and you have co-founders that are excited and passionate and headstrong, it's really important to try to get us all on one page and get on one accord so that we can be moving in lockstep together. We'd made some promises to our investors about a time frame in which we would launch. And there was going to be no way we could launch in that time frame if we didn't make some key decisions about where we were going and what our longer range plans were. But ultimately, what I saw as my real leadership strength that I brought to the team was consensus building and helping us arrive at a place together.